everybody, it's Michelle, and today we're going to be doing some more punch art. We're going to be doing bats for Halloween, and I've got 3 different ways to do those that I'm going to show you. I really want you guys to know that there are many different options on how to do this. You're just trying to replicate certain shapes, and you can do that in so many different ways, and there may be even more ways that I haven't thought of yet that you can come up with a Halloween bat, and I think this is a lot of fun. So I'm going to start small and work my way up to the larger ones to show you guys. And the first one is going to be just like I did on my bat bead charm, and that was with holly leaves as the wings, and I really think that that just looks like bat wings to me, and I was really happy with the way holly leaves turned out on the bead charm for the wings, so I thought I'd go ahead and redo that in punch art today. And for the body, on my bead charm I used a fish shaped bead which had the tail at the end that was 2 points, and I flipped that upside down and made that the bat's ears, and that worked out really well. But we're using a Christmas bulb here today, so we'll have to do a little bit of tweaking there to make the ears at the top. So I've got a scrap of black cardstock here, and I'm just going to punch out a couple of the holly leaves for my bat wings. And I'm going to go ahead and punch out a Christmas bulb shape for my bat's body. But before I do that, I want to go ahead and make the ears. And I'm going to use the 1/8 punch on my crocodile. You can use any 1/8 circle punch that you've got. And I'm going to go ahead and punch a circle out in that. And I went ahead and did that first because once we get this small shape punched out, it's going to be a little hard to work with. So I wanted to go ahead and do that first. And I hope you guys can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to line that up to where that circle will end up being a little nip out of the back end of my bulb there. And let's see. Actually, I didn't get a clean punch. I'm going to try that one more time. Okay. And then line my bulb up. Just so that that circle punch ends up being a little nip out of the back end of my bulb. And I got it crooked. Let's try one more time. Nip out my little 1/8 inch circle and then line that up. And that one did a little better. It's still slightly crooked, but we're going to go ahead and go with that. And then we're just going to put the holly leaves behind the body of the bat. And before you glue this together, you can put it in any sort of flying position that you want. You can have the wings straight out, or you can have them pointed upward. You can even tilt them downward to look like they're in any position of flight that you want. I think I'm going to tilt mine upward. And I can put some art glitter glue really close to the tip. Position them the way you want them. And then lay your bat on top. You do have just a little bit to work with this and move them around if you want to. and get them placed just the way you want them. Wipe off a little bit of that excess, but it will dry clear. And I'm going to use the same trick for the eyes as I did on my bead charm. I'm going to zoom in a little bit for you guys, so maybe you can see the tiny little bat that we're working with, and hopefully that'll stay in focus. And I'm using my jewel picker, and I'm going to use the tiny end of it here. And I'm just going to put a little bit of art glitter glue and I just barely touched it to the surface there. And each eye is just going to be one little flake of glitter. And there that is close up, and you can still see that art glitter glue is white on there, but it will dry clear, and I'll show you guys again at the end after that has dried. So now we're going to move up a size and do a bat that's just a little bit larger. This very small one here would be really cute to do multiples of, that are just like bats flying in the sky, maybe in the background of a Halloween scene. And these are a little bit larger. This is a Holly Leaf Trio set. And you guys know I'm usually big on unbranded dies, but I searched the internet, and the shape of holly leaf that I really loved for these bat wings was by Memory Box. And that's the Holly Leaf Trio set. And I'll leave a link to that for you guys, as well as everything else that I'm using today, and some suggestions of other options you could use, even though I'm not doing those today. I'll leave links to everything so that you guys can choose from any of that and make the bat that you want. Okay, so here are some black holly leaves and a couple of other things that I'm going to show you guys for what I'm going to be doing today. This is just some examples of what that cuts out with our holly leaf die. And it's very intricate, as you can see here. It does give you an outline and the inner part there. And all of these come apart like that and have sort of a border and an inner piece in all of those. And down here is just the inner parts, and that's what we're going to be using today. That's from the two on the outer sides, which are perfect mirror images of each other, so that's going to be good for our wings. And then for the body, this time I'm going to be using a leaf shape. And you guys may recognize this. This was the leaf set that I used to create my punch art birdies, and it comes with 3 different shapes of leaves, and the one I'm using here is the smallest leaf in that shape right there. These all come in one set, and I'll leave a link to those for you too. But that's going to be our bat's body, and we're going to make some ears using the smaller holly leaf from the inside of this middle one here. So for the bat's body, I'm going to take this leaf, and it comes with just a little bit of the stem showing on that, and I'm just going to round that off and get rid of that stem. So that's our bat's body, and it's a little sideways in shape, but I think that's okay. It's going to look like maybe our bat is tilted a little bit or turned in a different direction. And for our smaller holly leaf, I'm just going to cut that right in half, and we can work that behind that body there to be the bat's ears. So I'm going to get those behind there, just holding it where I think it's going to look good. And then I'm going to get a hold of that with my reverse tweezers as high up to the top as I can get it. So just work with it until you get all those points hidden except for the two that you want showing at the top for the ears. And then turn it over and get a little bit of art glitter glue up underneath. And you'll still have a little bit of time to work with that if it's not just right. That's why I like to use the art glitter glue. Any liquid glue gives you a little more work time. I'm just going to trim that off a little bit right there. Okay, and again we're just going to position it the way we want the wings. Put a little bit of art glitter glue on the tips. And glue the bat's body right on. And you can see now what I mean about it looks like the bat maybe is turned a little sideways or it's in a different position. And I think that is really cute. And this time our bat is just a little bit larger. So instead of glitter for the eyes, I'm going to punch out some red glitter foam. This is just an egg shape that I had cut out from when I was doing my punch art Christmas lights. And this one was left over, so I thought I'd go ahead and use it. And it's the sticky back foam, so that's going to make it a lot easier for us. And I'm just going to punch out a couple of red glitter eyes, and that was with my 1/8 inch side of my crocodile. You could use little red rhinestones for this if you had some that were small enough. I'm just making do today. I didn't have any that were small enough. These are actually a little bigger than I wanted for this size of bat. And some tiny little rhinestones would have been really good for that. But we needed something a little bit bigger than the glitter from the first one. So there are two of our bats, and for the third we're going to be using again one of our leaves here, the smaller of this sort of teardrop shape, and that's going to give us a much larger bat's body. This is going to be one that may be the large main feature on the front of a card or something like that. And here is that, already cut out of black cardstock. And I have another die set here that is an umbrella. And I just really thought that top part there would be perfect for large wings. So I cut out two of those in black cardstock. And that's going to be our wings. I'll leave a link also for the umbrella dies as well as the leaf dies and everything that you guys are going to need. But you could really do this also with an oval and a circle punch. If you had an oval shape and then you just nipped to get those little notches out of the wing, you could do that with a circle punch, and I think that would work good too. And I've got another one of my inner parts of my holly leaf trio die set, one of the larger ones that we used as the wings on our second bat. And I'm going to make ears with that just like we did on the second one. I'm going to cut off that stem again and put our bat ears behind its head. I'm going to go ahead and hold that with my reverse tweezers and get a little bit of art glitter glue underneath. And once that glue is on there, I'm going to take that loose and see if I can work with those a little bit. Make sure that I get them positioned just the way I want them, and I think that looks really good. Art glitter glue on the wings and place that down. And you do have a little bit of time to work with the art glitter glue, but not a lot. It still sets up pretty quick. And punch out a couple more 1/8 inch red glittery eyes. I'm just going to lay them on there lightly at first so that I can still move them around before that adhesive sticks. And then press them into place. And there is your large Halloween bat. I think that is so cute. So there is 3 sizes and 3 different ways to do your Halloween bats. This was a lot of fun, and I think these are so cute. So you guys be sure to leave a comment below and let me know what you think of my punch art bats. And let me know if you've got another suggestion, if you know of a different way that you could create a bat using simple shapes that are easily found in punches and dies. I would love to hear it, and I may give that a try too. Just let me know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already, and be sure you click the bell next to the subscription button so you'll get notifications whenever I upload a new video. Give me a like over on my Facebook page, and be sure to join our Facebook group Crafty Minds. Also follow me on Pinterest and Instagram, and don't forget to visit my blog. I'll put the links to everything in the description below, so be sure and check them out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.